Shut the talking to
What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant/review. Today, I want to talk about this album right here, Saigon's latest album called The Greatest Story Never Told, Part 3, The Troubled Times of Brian Carenard. Alright, I've already talked about Saigon before on my channel. Dope ass fucking MC from New York. Check him out. Check out my old videos if you want a brief history on him. He is back with the third installment in his series, The Greatest Story Never Told. Fucking great album. I almost missed this one. I didn't even know this was coming out. Y'all know me, I don't watch the radio, even though he doesn't really get play on mainstream radio like that. You know, I was fucking around on hiphopdx.com and I saw in the corner where they do their reviews that they had the picture of this, and I was like, holy shit. And I ran to FYE and immediately picked this bitch up. Shout out to Saigon. I know he's seen one of my videos. I forget which one it was. I think it was for The Greatest Story Never Told. I think it was the first one he saw. But shout out to Saigon. Just want to get right into this real quick. I got a slew of albums to talk about, by the way. First off, artwork. It's sort of like a digipack, this shit. It's a trifold. Open it up like this. Whoops. Open it up like this. Got the CD there. Got the credits right in the middle, and the whole thing is like a whole newspaper. Like you can see behind him, it has a newspaper header, and got different bullet points with his name in it, and he's the focal point for all the little articles, even on the inside and shit. And there's an insert here that comes as a poster if you want to hang it up, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep it inside the CD. Comes with a nice quote there from Saigon, and on the other side it's the same shit. It just has a picture of him, and the quote is right on the bottom there. Has the title of the CD and shit. Y'all know how I do. Let's get into the producers and the features who helped put this album together. You got DJ Corbett, who he likes working with, by the way. He's also a feature, and if you follow Saigon, you know that he collaborates with that guy a couple times. Let's see, you have Deli Beats, Clev Trev, who appears on here a lot. You got DJ Premier, who's on here, was it 3 times, I believe? Yeah. Bananas, Grand, and let's see who else is here. Shuko. Shout out to Shuko, by the way. Yeah, and that's it. So he kind of kept it small as far as the producers. Clev Trev, DJ Premier, Shuko, and who else did I say? Deli Beats and Bananas. Yeah, he kept it pretty small, but the beats suited him fine, you know. So I got no complaints about the beats. let's get into features on this bitch. You got Just Blaze, who is the guy who helped promote Saigon and get him to where he's at. I said Corbett already. You have P. Jericho, Breon Bane, Papoose, Omar Epps, Curbside Hustle, the legendary Big Daddy Kane, G. Martin, Memphis Bleak, Lil Bibby, and the legendary Cool G Rap. You got a decent amount of features on here. They all do their thing though. Just Blaze, he's in the intro just speaking on a phone message. Everybody else here, like Corbett and Curbside Hustle, they provide singing hooks. G. Martin as well. Brian Bain on here, he does like spoken word type shit, like on the track Definitions and Reincarnation. Definitions being track 4 and Reincarnation being the last track. It's like a spoken word type shit, almost like a Saul Williams type shit. There's a beat there. Let me not say spoken word, but that's fucking dope as shit. Just listen to the tracks and you'll see what I'm talking about. And the other ones are mostly rap features, and they all come on here, add a little something to this shit, and I don't really have any complaints about the features either. Alright, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this shit. Pros and cons. Let me just jump into it, because there's not really much bad I could say about this album. I'll say this as a pro. This is something I love about Saigon. This album right here is just full of knowledge. It's just every song you could pull something from, pull some knowledge from. It's not so much gangsterisms or any of the shit that he used to do on some of his mixtapes. Like, he still is aggressive with the flow and shit like that, but he doesn't, it's not as violent as he used to be. Even though I like when he does rap about some of that shit, it's not really super violent like that. On this one, it's more, he's always been somewhat conscious in his songs. He's always spit reality and conscious shit. And he does it a lot on this. He does it more and more. It's like he's maturing more and more. And he's been one of the most consistent fucking rappers when it comes to releasing shit. So I gotta give credit where credit is due. What can I talk about on here? Back to reality, the intro. Why I want to speak on that is because the intro has Just Blaze, like I mentioned before. It's sort of like a skit where he's talking to Saigon through like a phone message. And the reason why that's special to me is because I wanted to do a video on Love and Hip Hop, because for those that don't know, Saigon was actually on Love and Hip Hop, and y'all know how I feel about reality TV. I fucking hate reality TV because of shows like Love and Hip Hop, and I wanted to do a video stating what Just Blaze said on that recording, and he basically said it all right there. He's like, listen, get off the fuck, enough with the reality TV shit. You made your money, now it's time to get back to what you do best. And I so wanted to do that video, but kind of in respect to Saigon, I didn't do it, and I was like, you know what, fuck that. Shit, what else could I say about this? Sinner's Prayer, track with that's featuring Papoose and Omar Epps. I already knew that Saigon and Papoose, great combination, because they're basically, both of those dudes, when they were both coming up, they were both in the running for, you know, the next lyrical rapper to be another breath of fresh air. And I knew them two on the track would be dope. What I was surprised about was Omar Epps. For those that don't know who Omar Epps is, he's an actor, dope actor. Check out some of his movies. this guy, he came and dropped a verse on here that was fucking phenomenal. And Saigon was even interviewed about this, and he was like, holy shit. He goes, I was expecting this shit. He goes, honestly, you know, he's my friend, but I was kind of expecting it to be whack, you know, because he's, you know, he's an actor. I never heard him rap before, blah, blah, blah. Yo, the shit was amazing. That took me by fucking storm. What else is special about this album? Tracks 8, 9, and 10, Let's Get Smart, One Foot in the Door, and Nunya. All three of those consecutively are produced by DJ Premier. So in the middle of the album, there's 16 tracks on here. You get a whole little Primo section, which I love. Let's Get Smart, dope track. That's almost like the core of the consciousness on the album. It's almost fitting that it's in the middle, because Saigon's talking about how a lot of these rappers are promoting dumb shit. You know what I mean? There's not enough consciousness out there in the mainstream. And this is something that I've been saying on my channel a lot. There's not a balance in hip-hop anymore. The Big Daddy Kane feature on One Foot in the Door, fucking awesome. I love what Big Daddy Kane says on there, that he's passing the baton down and shit. And Big Daddy Kane is still fucking sharp as shit. He needs to release another album. I know he's kind of like comfortable where he is, but he needs to fucking release another goddamn album, man. Nunya, which is None of Your Business. Some of y'all might have seen the video to it. If not, I'll post it down there. Check that shit out. Best Mistake, dope track. What do I say about that? I think in one of the verses, he's putting himself in the eyes of one of his baby's mamas or his girlfriends, and he's saying that being with him is the best mistake that she ever made. And he's also talking about in the last verse that, you know, the best mistake that he ever made was having one of his kids, which I like that. Track 12, Deception, dope storytelling track. It's about how this stupid ass bitch basically tried to well, it's a storytelling track. So he this chick got him, told him some story about how she used to get raped and molested by her dad, and she set up Saigon to go murder him, and he ended up in jail. Dope fucking track. Mechanical Animals, 4 Generations, which is a posse cut featuring Memphis Bleek, Lil Bibby, and Cool G Rap. Fucking dope as fuck. And what's special to me about it is when I'm listening to Saigon do his verse, it's so great how Memphis Bleek just takes off from there. And I haven't been a big Memphis Bleek fan since his first album, but the shit that he spit on there, it's like you didn't even know that he took over from where Saigon stopped his verse. That's how fluent it was. So shout out to Memphis Bleek on that. Dope track, especially with Cool G Rap on there. I mean, that's fucking dope as shit. Contraband 3, if you're familiar with Saigon, y'all already know what that is. Just listen to parts 1 and 2, like he says in that song, for you before you listen to part 3, for you to fully enjoy the experience, I guess. My rating, well, before I give my rating of this, I was on Hip Hop DX. You know, like I said, that's how I knew that this shit came out. And I was reading some comments on there, and people were ripping this album apart. I don't see why. I don't see why at all. Because people were saying, oh, there was only like 2 or 3 bangers on this shit. The rest of it sucks and blah, blah, blah. Mad people were saying the same shit. And you know, Saigon's my dude. So I went out immediately and bought this shit. And when I'm listening to it, I'm like, what are these motherfuckers talking about? This album's probably one of the best albums that got released this fucking year. Dope beats, dope fucking rhymes. I mean, like I said, Saigon has been consistent. One of my favorite consistent fucking rappers ever. Because this guy doesn't really... like he's made songs that have been geared to the radio, like Come On Baby featuring Jay-Z, but he's still being lyrical on the fucking song. You know what I mean? So I'm not buying none of that bullshit. I'm easily giving this a 9.25 off the dick. This shit is fucking insane. I like the album. I don't see anything wrong with it. This one's gonna appear on my top hip-hop albums most likely. And shout out to Saigon. And that's all I gotta say, man. Pick this shit up. You know, I got more reviews coming. I got a slew more coming. So everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate, most of all subscribe, and that's it. Support dope shit. Peace, bitches.